Hi guys, WineTuber here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the oldest defined and regulated wine regions in the world. This is the second episode of my new wine series called Wine Investigations. So if you haven't watched my previous video about the oldest wine poorhouse in the world, click the link above or one in the description below. So, according to Forbes.com, UNESCO.org, Slowtours.com and many other websites, the oldest demarcated and regulated wine region in the world is Douro Valley. However, I found some evidence that there's few other wine regions in the world that could be older than the Douro Valley. So, let's find out! Before we start, many thanks to the Corkscrew Wine and Spirit merchants for helping me with this video. And if you're watching my channel for the first time, please consider to subscribe. So let's start with potentially the oldest wine region in the world, which is Douro Valley. This beautiful part of the globe is located on the northern part of Portugal, on the southwest part of Iberian Peninsula. One of the most characteristic features apart of the great vine is the phenomenal landscape of the valley. Vineyards are located on a very steepy slopes full of slate and schist, and the wine's been produced in the Douro region for over 2000 years. Did you know that in 2001 Douro Valley was listed on the UNESCO World Heritage Site as one of the oldest defined and regulated wine growing region in the world? The region was defined and regulated in 1765, and 1 year later, in 1766, the vineyards were classified according to the quality of the vines. In fact, Douro Valley is not the oldest wine-growing region in the world, as I have few more to mention, so stay tuned! Now we are moving to Hungary and one of the most underrated wine region in the world, which is Tokaj. This region is very well known of producing one of the best, one of the finest sweet wines in the world, called locally Aszu. The term Aszu is regarding to the late harvested and fully ripe grapes that were affected by fungus called botrytis, which gives distinctive flavor and body to the wines produced in the area. Apart of sweet and late harvest wine, the Tokaj region is also very well known of producing dry white wines, and the most planted variety are Furmint, Harsh-Levelu and Yellow Muscat. Did you know that the term Aszu that I mentioned before was regulated in the Tokaj region in 1561? Speaking of the history of the region, according to Wines of Tokaj.hu and UNESCO.org, in 1737, Tokaj was declared an appellation, a wine region with borders. Meaning that Douro Valley is definitely not the oldest wine-growing region in the world. I'm sure that most of you who is watching this video right now heard about one of the most iconic red wine produced in Tuscany, which is Chianti. The Chianti region is located in between two beautiful cities, Florence and known from Leaning Tower, Pisa. The wine has been produced in Tuscany for centuries, and the first notarial document to include the name of Chianti was published in 1398. In 1565, the characteristic symbol of black rooster was officially chosen as a symbol of Chianti wine. Lastly, in 1716, the Grand Duke of Tuscany, Cassimo III, defined 4 wine regions, including Chianti, Carmigiano, Pomino and Val di Sopra. Nowadays, each bottle of Chianti Classico, which is in fact the oldest part of the Chianti area, has a black rooster with the date of 1716 on the neck, meaning that Chianti is second the oldest wine growing region in the world. Fun fact before I tell you what is the oldest wine region in the world. Did you know that the birthplace of wine is Georgia, as an archaeologist has discovered the world's first known winemaking back to the people of South Caucasia in 6000 BC. Now we are jumping to Spain, and more precisely to the oldest wine appellation in the Galicia region, which is Ribeiro. This region is very well known of producing white wines, as nearly 90% of wine produced in the area are white. The most important grape variety of the region are Trexadura, Torontes, Godello, Albarino and Loureira. The appellation of Ribeiro was established in 1932. Did you know that in Spain, appellation is called Denominación de Origen? The capital of the Ribeiro region is town called Ribadavia, which is in fact was the name given to the wine produced in the region in the past. Did you know that according to Food and Wines of Spain.com, in 1579, the local government body of Ribadavia already determined the places that could produce and sell Ribeiro wines, called Ribadavia at the time, meaning that Ribeiro is probably the oldest wine producing region in the world. It's also very interesting, one of the most influential Spanish writer called Cervantes mentioned the quality of Ribeiro wines in his books. But the most fascinating fact about Ribeiro wine is that in 1492, Christoph Columbus took Ribeiro wines on board, and those wines became the first that reached America. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy my wine investigation. By the way, don't miss out my next video about essential guide to Tokaj wines. So stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time!